Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'll do this mechanical drawing question. So I'll show you step by step on how to section this mechanical component. I'll start off by reading the instructions so that I know what is given and what is required, right? Okay, so I'll just use this small piece of paper. It's the same as the one here, so I'll just read off from this page. So I'll just zoom in a little bit like that. Okay, so I'll start off by reading the instructions. We are given the isometric drawing of a connecting arm. So this is the isometric drawing. We are also given the front view and the top view of the same connecting arm. Obviously, mechanical drawings are presented in third angle, so it means the view at the top is the top view and the view at the bottom is the front view. So we are given the top and the front. We are also given the cutting plane AA. If you look at the top view, we have that cutting plane there. So it's cutting plane AA as indicated there. Okay, so I'll just read the instructions. Using score 1:1, I have to draw in third angle orthographic projection the following. So I have to draw the top view, the sectional front view, and also the projection symbol in the space provided below. So the space is just at the bottom left corner. It's that space there. All right. Okay. And for the sectional front view, we have to label the view section AA. So after drawing that sectional front view, I'll have to label the view section AA. All right. Okay. So now I know what's given and I know what is required from me, right? Okay, so obviously I'll have to analyze the given views and also the isometric drawing view, right? So I'll start by drawing the top view because I'll have to draw it exactly as it is, right? Why? Because I was asked to draw the top view, all right? But when it comes to the front view, I'll have to draw the sectional front view. So it means I'll draw this view cut, all right? So in order for me to draw the sectional front view, I'll have to draw the top view first so that I can project all the points down, all right? Okay, so I'll start with the center lines. If you look at the screen, I've already drawn the center lines there. So now that means I can start drawing my top view. Okay, so obviously I have my center lines, so I can start off by drawing the circles. I'll take my compass. If you check, I have a circle there, and the diameter of that circle is given from the front view. It's 52. So I'll take my compass and measure half of 52, which is 26. So I'll just adjust my compass to 26 there. All right, and then draw the circle. Sorry, so just draw the circle there. Oh, it's not complete. Just like that. Okay, and then the inner circle, we are given that the diameter of the circle is 26. When I divide that by 2, I get 13. So I have to adjust my compass and measure 13. So 13 is there. Okay, and then I can just draw the circle. Okay, and then now I have to move to this section. I have that bigger circle there. We are given that the diameter of the circle is 74, so I have to divide that by 2, which is 37. So I'll take my compass quickly and adjust it to 37. 37. It's just there. Okay, and then I can just draw the circle like that. Okay, and then now I'll have to draw this inner circle. The diameter is 40, that means the radius is 20. I'll measure 20 on my compass there. Please remember that if you are given a diameter, you have to divide that by 2 in order for you to draw that circle. So you measure the radius of the diameter of the circle, sorry. So you have to measure the radius. So if you are given a diameter, you have to divide that diameter by 2. Okay, so for this circle, I'll just draw a light construction circle. Why? Because there is a keyway there, so I'll have to draw the keyway first before I can just make the circle dark. So the keyway is given there, it's there, all right, and the dimensions for the keyway is 12 by 6 millimeters. All right, so it means the wideness of the keyway is 12, and obviously the width is 6. All right, okay, so from this circle here, from this point, I'll measure 6 to my left, mark a point there. Okay, after marking a point, I can just draw a light construction line, a vertical line there. Okay, and remember the wideness of the QA is 12, so I'll have to measure 12 here. So measure 6 from the center line going up, 6 going down. 6 is there, 6 is there. So 6 going up, 6 going down. So I can just draw in the lines there. I can just add solid lines like that. Okay, and then complete the keyway. Okay, so after drawing the keyway, it means now I can just complete the circle. So remember, the circle will start there and end where? Here. Okay, so just make it dark like that. Okay, done with that section. Okay, so now if you check, there is a rib there. It's a rib or web. So the thickness of the rib or web, it's 16. We are given from the front view, so I'll have to measure 8 going up, 8 going down. Okay, 8 is there, and then I'll have to measure 8 going down. 8 is somewhere there. Okay, so it means I can just draw the 2 lines in like that, and also here like that. Okay, so now I'm left with these 2 lines. These are tangent lines because they're touching the 2 circles at one point. All right, okay, so to be more accurate, I can just do the constructions for a tangent line. So I'll just show you. So my focus will be on the circle and that circle. Why? Because the tangent line touches those 2 circles, right? Okay, and if you check, you can check that line starts from somewhere here, not exactly at the center line. All right, and this side, it ends somewhere after the center line. So I'll show you how to draw the tangent line when we are given 2 unequal circles. All right, okay, so obviously I have the center points of the 2 circles. I will have to bisect this line from this center point to the center point. All right, okay, so I'll just take my compass, place it there, then I can just draw an arc up there and an arc down here, and then I'll move my compass to the center point and do the same thing. I'll just draw an arc there and an arc there. So it means when where the 2 arcs intersect, I'll have to draw a vertical line. So I'll just draw a vertical line there, light construction like that. So it means I've bisected this line. All right, okay, and then that means this is the center point. I can take my compass, put my compass at that point, draw a semicircle from this point to the opposite point, just like that. Okay, so now I will have to draw a circle somewhere here, and the radius of the circle, I'll have to subtract the radius of this bigger circle with that radius of the smaller circle. So the radius of this bigger circle, it's 37, and the radius of this circle is 26, right? So 37, I'll just write it here, 37 minus 26, what's the answer? The answer is 11. So it means I'll measure 11 on my compass and draw a circle. So just adjust my compass there, measure 11, just like that, and then I'll just draw a light construction circle here, like that. Okay, so now my focus will be on the circle and this semicircle or this arc. All right, so where they intersect or mark a point, it means I will have to draw a straight line from the center point across that point up to the circumference of the circle. So I'll just draw a straight line from the center across that point to the circumference of the circle. So it means the tangent line will start from that point. All right, and then now I'll have to transfer this to the other side. So I'll just move this line to this section here. So I'll align my set square with that line, and then take my other set square, and then slide it to the center of the circle. So I'll just draw a light construction line like that. Okay, so it means I have a point there. So that's where I'll have to draw the tangent line. So I'll draw the line from this point to that point. So that's how you draw a tangent line between two circles, right? Between two unequal circles. But if the circles were equal, it means I'll draw the tangent line exactly at that point to that point, right? Okay, but now in this case, because the circles are not equal, so I'll have to do these constructions. Okay, so I'll just draw the tangent line there. Okay, and then now I'll have to draw the tangent line there at the bottom, but now I will not do the same thing. I'll just transfer those points down to the opposite side. So I'll just project that down, so it means the point is there, and I'll do the same thing this side. It means the point is just there. All right, okay, so I'll just draw in the tangent line. Like that. Okay, so this is the top view, but remember I'll have to add the cutting plane. All right, okay, so I'll just extend the center line there just a little bit so that I can draw in the thick end part. So I'll just draw the thick end part there. Just move my set square, my T square a little bit, just to make that end part thick. And also the side, I'll do the same thing. Okay, so I have the two end parts. All right, so I'll have to add the arrows. So I'll just draw a vertical line there, a vertical line there, then draw the arrowhead, and also do the same thing this side. Okay, so now I'll have to label the cutting plane, which is cutting plane AA. Okay, so this is the complete top view, right, for this connecting arm. Okay, so now I'll have to draw the sectional front view. All right, so now what I have to do is, because I have the top view, I will have to project all the points down, all right, to get the length of all the sections. All right, okay, so just zoom out a little bit. Okay, and then now I'll just project everything down. I'll start here, project that, that, project everything, and also the keyway there. No, that one. Okay, the center line there. Okay, I'll just slide my t-square to where the view starts. Okay, so I'll just measure 10 millimeters in order for me to draw the XY line. So I'll just draw the XY line there. So this is the XY line. Okay, so I'll just label that line X, Y. Okay, so now I'll measure 10 millimeters from the XY line going down. So that's where the sectional front view will start. It will start from this line. All right, remember we must have a gap between the two views. All right, okay, so we have the total height of the mechanical component, which is 40. So it means from that line there, I'll measure 40 going down. 40 will be there, mark a point, and then I can just draw a light construction line. So this is the height of the component, which is 40 millimeters. All right, okay, so remember we have to draw this view cut. So it means now I'll have to go back to the top view, check where is the cutting plane and where does it cut. So if you check, the cutting plane is there, so it cuts the entire length of the component right in the middle, right from this point to that point. So it means from this point to that point. All right, okay, perfect. So it means we'll cut there and remove the bottom portion, all right, the lower portion here. So if you look at the 3D or isometric view of this component, obviously we'll have to cut right in the middle and remove the half portion that's in front of us, right? So remember, we're looking from that direction, so it means we are cutting off this portion that is in front of us. That means we'll remain with that other portion that side. All right, okay, so now what I have to do is I'll have to check the cutting plane, obviously, and also the object itself. So it will cut from here to there. So I'll have to check where does it cut exactly. It cuts from here to there. That means I'll have a cut surface, and then from here to there we are not cutting anything. Why? Because this is a hole. And then from here to the keyway, it means we are cutting something there. There will be a cut surface. And then from the keyway to this part of this circle, we are not cutting anything because there's nothing here. Remember, this is a hole, and then that means we'll have a cut surface for this section as well. All right, I hope that makes sense. So it means I'll have to draw a rectangle here. That's the first cut surface, so I'll just draw this in. Like that. So this surface is this cut surface here, because the cutting plane is cutting from here to there. So it means I will have to hatch that part. So I can just do that right away. So just add hatching lines to show that this is a cut surface. That part is cut. So make sure the lines are evenly spaced. Okay, so this is the first cut surface, and then from here to there we are not cutting anything, so it means I can just draw a line here, an outline. So just draw an outline there. All right, okay, so we are cutting something from here to there, so I'll just draw a line there. Okay, and then we are also cutting something here up to there, but I'll have to draw that in. But remember, if you look at the front view, this part is lower than that part, right? So what I can do is I can just draw in the outer lines of this component so that it's clear for you. So the height of this part here, it's 24, it's given there. So I'll just measure 24 from the bottom line going up, and then draw a light construction line from here to there. That's where the circle ends. Okay, so remember I said I can just draw the outer lines of this component, right? So I'll just draw the outer lines from here. Here I have a straight line. This is the bottom part of the component, and then I'll just draw that vertical line there, draw in that part there, and then we also have that part up there. Right, I'm trying to draw the outer lines, and then we have this rib here, so we have a slanted line. Okay, so that rib, if you can check, it starts here, so I have to project that point down to here, and then also this side, it starts there down here, so it means I have a point here and a point there, so I can just draw that in. I can just join the 2 points like that. Okay, so these are the outer lines of the mechanical component, right? Okay, so I'm not done with the cut surfaces. If you check here, I have this part, and the cutting plane is cutting that part, so it means I can just draw a vertical line there, and then I'll hatch that surface because it's the cut surface. So just hatch that part. Remember, the spacing must be equal with the other sections. All right, just try to make them equal. Okay, and then we'll also have that part, so I'll have to draw that in like this. Okay, from here to there, so it means it will cut from there. All right, so it's from here somewhere there. It means I'll leave this section open without adding hatching lines, right? Because we are not allowed to hatch a rib. Okay, but now if you check, we have this base here, and the thickness of the base is 13, so I'll have to add that base in. So 13 is there, so it means I'll just draw an outline from where the rib starts and end. All right, so it means I'll have to erase this part of the line, because the only part that I'll leave open is the rib, because we're not allowed to hatch the rib, but the base I'll have to hatch the base because the base is not part of the rib. If you can check on the isometric drawing, this is the rib, it starts there, it ends there. then this space is not part of the rib. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm drawing that line there. And then now I can just draw this vertical line here. Okay, so the cut surface is this surface here. It's this U shape. So this part, it's that part, and also this part is this part here, from this point to this point of the QA. All right, so I'll have to hatch this U shape. Okay, so quickly add the hatching lines to show that this is a cut surface, like that. Just like that. Okay, so I have three cut surfaces, as you can see there with the hatching lines. All right, so now I'll have to add the center lines. So just start with this hole here, add center lines, and also this side, add center line. Okay, so this is the sectional front view. As you can see that we have cut surfaces, and then this is the rib or web. Remember, we are not allowed to hatch the rib or a web, right? So that's the reason why I did not hatch that section, right? So I did not hatch this section. Why? Because this is a hole, and also this part here, it's a hole. All right, but there's a line missing here for the keyway. Remember, when we cut and remove this bottom portion, that means I'm left with that upper portion there. So I'll see this edge. All right, so I'll have to draw that edge in on my drawing, on my sectional front view. So I'll just draw a vertical line here, like that, to show this part of the keyway, which is this one. Okay, sorry about that. So this is the hole, which is the circle, and then this section here, it's the keyway, and then also this side we have a hole. This is the hole from the front view. Okay, and then now I'll have to label this view. Remember, from the instructions they said we have to label the sectional front view section AA. So I'll have to draw in the guidelines, and then measure 3 millimeters the height of the guidelines. Okay, so this is the section AA. Okay, so this is the complete drawing for this question. As you can see there, I have the top view with the cutting plane, and also the sectional front view with the cut surfaces there, and the label. All right. Okay, so after drawing these two views, remember I have to draw the projection symbol. Remember, from the instructions they said we have to draw the projection symbol in the space provided below. So that space is just at the bottom left corner of the page, with center lines there, as you can see there. Okay, so it means I'll start with the circles on my left hand side. I'll just draw a vertical center line there, like that. So I'll have to draw two circles. The first one, the radius is 8, which is the bigger circle. So measure 8 there. And draw the circle. All right. Okay. And then the inner circle, the diameter is 8 and then the radius is 4. So I'll just use my stencil there because the radius is too small. So I'll just use my stencil. The diameter is 8. Okay. And then I'll just project everything to my right hand side. Okay, and then the distance from the center point to where the cone starts, it's 16. Mark a point there, draw that vertical line there, and then the width of the cone is 16. So measure 16 there, mark a point, draw a vertical line, and then just complete the symbol by joining these points like that. Okay, so this is the projection symbol for third angle orthographic projection. So obviously I have the two views and the symbol, so it means this is the complete drawing for this question. If you need this question, there is a PDF document or file. It's attached to the description section below. Just check there and then you can download this page. All right. Okay.